Hi, everyone. This is Debbie Rambus, Tony's mom, and the executive director of the Compassionate Friends. As one of our closing messages of hope, we are very honored to have two grandparents with us that will offer us a perspective that we haven't been given before. So, Bradley and Bonita, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So, as you both know, what we do is just go through three questions, and you're able to share as much as you're comfortable in sharing. But the first question is, what brought you to the Compassionate Friends?
Well, what brought us to the Compassionate Friends, and we're so glad we found the Compassionate Friends. We experienced the loss of Alanna at 4 years old, our granddaughter, who died in a car accident in May of 2016. And so just like her mom, our daughter, we were looking for something to hold on to know that we were not alone. And so we found the Compassionate Friends through an internet search.
Right.
And we're glad we found you.
I'm so very sorry for your loss and to lose your granddaughter at such a tender age and so tragic. And I know that just as my world was turned upside down and many people can relate, so was yours.
Absolutely.
I found, and I've heard many people, they search the internet, they hear from a friend of a friend. So many people that are watching this video may not know a lot about Compassionate Friends, and they may be wondering, how does it even help? Could you share a little bit about how the Compassionate Friends perhaps has helped you or how you've seen it help others?
Yeah, my wife actually approached me with Compassionate Friends. She found you all on the internet. And when she gave me your information, we realized that a local entity wasn't that close to us. So we actually have most of our experience with Compassionate Friends through the internet.
Through Facebook.
The Facebook pages.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined Grieving Men and Grieving Grandparents, and my wife joined Grieving Grandparents and a couple other pages. And it's just, I don't know if refreshing is the right word, but it's comforting. I would say comforting to know others are on the same journey as us.
Mm-hmm.
And then having that unique point of view, because my wife and I, we're both grieving as grandparents, but we have our individual journeys because I'm a man, she's a woman, and all those different things. Mm-hmm. And so just having a group of men that are on the journey with me that can talk about man stuff has really helped me a lot. And I'm sure my wife can vouch for the same on the ladies part of the spectrum. And then as well as the grandparents,
Definitely.
You hate to feel like you're part of that forgotten group, but in a way you kind of are. And when we have told other people about our grief, and this is not to complain, but we'll say, yes, we lost our granddaughter. Oh, I'm sorry. How's her mother? And it's like, well, I'm telling you about the loss of my granddaughter, so just having that group that understands that and we can talk freely. And, it's been really good for me and for my wife too.
I was really glad I'm still part of the grandparents group. Really glad because, as you know, when this happens, it's never happened before, and I don't know anybody it's happened to. So I didn't know what to feel or what to do or what to not do. And all of the emotions were flooding. And so I thought, I'm the only person in the world who's experiencing this. And once I plugged into the group, I realized that, no, I'm not the only one in the world. And I want to help our daughter, and I want to, but I can't because I don't even know what to do with myself today, or how to get up and breathe, or how to do any of those things toward healing. And so there was comfort in the Facebook group, especially those early months, even to right now, having those grandparents who have already gone at least a step ahead of me in the journey, to know that that feeling, that wave, whatever it is that I'm experiencing right then, oh, it's somebody else had that exact same thing. In fact, most of them had expressed the exact same emotion, control, uncontrol, out of control, whatever. And just knowing that it's okay. I'm okay. I'm not alone. He did it or she did it. He expressed that or she expressed that. That's exactly where I am today. And so, and I really love the fact that now that it's more months later, it's 19 months later, that I'm able to offer at least a few words of comfort to one particular grandmother, who's just lost the teenage grandson. And I could say, well, Sister Adrienne, thank you for taking that one step. Because there was a day I couldn't take that step, and then I took it, and I see her trying to take it. So it's really great to be able to offer at least a word or two. I try not to give people, a book, because I can write one, but just a word or two, a sentence, a smiley face, a hug, anything. And it really goes a long way, the same way that it helped me to receive that.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I think that that's one of the great things when there isn't a chapter near you. There are those online resources.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, you can reach out, you can give a hug. It can be a virtual hug, and I love that you indicated it's helping each other. You both grieve differently, as you indicated, Bradley. So you have your own groups and things you can go to, but yet you're both reaching back and helping the next person, even though you're still on this journey. So, and I think that's what's really important about our organization, for people to know that we don't replace professional counselors. We're not saying that we do. We are just people that have walked the path ahead of someone else and are here to tell you, as you've said, Bonita, not give advice per se, but just say, this worked for me, or I felt that also, so that we can know that other people feel these same things, and that we are not alone on this journey.
Right, right.
So, as you both know, we are trying to give people a message of hope to carry with them into the new year. And so I wonder, do both of you, do you have a message of hope that you would like to share with others on this journey?
Yeah, I'll put it this way. I'll give you the wisdom of a 3-year-old. I'll give it to you that way. And I have a little story. My 3-year-old grandson, I was taking him to daycare one morning, and it was a cloudy, ugly day, much like today is. And we get outside, I strap him into the car, and he says, "Pawpaw, the sun is shining." And I said, "No, it's cloudy, it's overcast." And he repeats what he says. Then I correct him again. Then he says, "But the sun is there." And he points up. And neither one of us can see the sun. But that wisdom was, the sun is there, but there's clouds between us and the sun. Mm-hmm. And so that's where my hope is, even looking a little bit deeper, is that sometimes when we go through these dark days and we can't see and we can't make a connection, the sun, S-O-N, is there. And that's where my heart is, that's where my belief is that the sun is always there. And sometimes the cloud of grief can keep us from seeing him and keep us from connecting to him. He's there. And so that's where my hope lies, that, because we are believers, and that's where our hope lies, is that Alanna is in a place where we will see her again. And so as our journey, this part of our journey without her here physically, we keep our eyes focused on that, because all of our journeys will end one day. And so our hope is on that ultimate end where we will all just meet up again. And it kind of gets us through the hard times. It gets us through when we can't feel her, but we know that there is a hope. And so we just grab a hold as we can, as tight as we can to that, and just try to walk this journey in a way that's honoring her life. And so as part of that hope, we just want to honor her life in the best way by grieving in a healthy way, because we are grieving. Just grieve in a healthy way and have hope that one day there is no grief. You know, when the journey is over, that's where our hope lies. Where my hope lies.
You know, I see a lot of grandparents post when it's really fresh for them. I can't see, I can't think, I can't anything. How am I supposed to live? And one of the things, I don't know if somebody spoke it to me or I read it or whatever, but to me, one of the most important things I did was just breathe. It sounds so simple, but it's so necessary for our survival, is to breathe in fresh air, and not just the immediate air around us, but really to take a deep breath. And I'm not a doctor, so I don't know all the physiological things that does, but I know that promotes healing, because there's so many days that we can even feel that our heart is weak and the tears won't stop and all of the things. But some days all we can do is just breathe, take in deep breaths. It slows our heart rate down. It slows our anxiety down. I never knew what a panic attack or anxiety was before this, and I could write a book about it now. But breathing does something, I think, toward healing. And it's so simple. And although our bodies are wired to breathe automatically for us when we make an effort to do it, it gives us something to do, something small, yet it's something really big for our healing. So that's something that I like to, type back in the message box when I see some of the grandparents saying, I don't even know how to wake up tomorrow or get through the next minute. Just breathe, honey. Just breathe. That's enough for right now.
Yes, absolutely. And such good advice. My husband and I went to a counselor, and the first counselor, we tried several. The first one that we went to actually had us do breathing exercises.
Yeah.
And it was very helpful. And so you do hear that advice, just breathe. And it is so important. And then, Bradley, to talk about your grandson's story, what a great story. Even if I know that you are strong in your religious belief, and even if someone isn't, taking it even the other way, S-U-N, behind the clouds there is the sun. It's always there, whether it be S-O-N or S-U-N, it is there. So, children are wise beyond their years, and sometimes we need to listen to those children's voices. So as a reminder to everyone, I want you to know that on the website at compassionatefriends.org, there is a wall of hope where some individuals have already put you messages there of hope, of their advice to you, of their hopes for you, along with pictures of their loved one. So take a moment, if you can, take a look at those pictures and read those messages. Thank you so very much, Bradley and Bonita, for giving us those wonderful messages of hope and also sharing a little bit about your precious granddaughter, Alanna.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
All right, bye. Bye, everyone.